Hi everyone, I wanted to show you step one of making your monster pinch pot. So I have a chunk of clay and I'm going to use maybe about a pound per pinch pot. If you kind of think of that, it's about the size of a baseball or a large orange. It's okay if you don't use exactly a pound. It's just a reference. And that allows you to get a fairly decent size little monster. If you go more clay, that's fine. It's going to get bigger. If you use less clay, it's going to be smaller. So I don't, it's okay either way. I'm just trying to give you a starting point. Okay, so I like to get it round. And my clay right now is nice and plastic. It's nice and soft and workable. If it's too hard, it's going to be difficult to do this and it's going to crack. If it's too soft, it's going to be extra sticky and hard to control and maybe a little flimsy. Okay, so if you need to, you can watch the wedging video to kind of see how to get your clay a little drier if you need to. All right, first things first is that I want to start by pressing in my thumb. Pinch pots are doing just that. You are going to be pinching around. So right now my thumb is about here. If I measure, I can kind of feel how far my finger is from my thumb. So right now it's about that thick, which is a little thick at the bottom, but we can always thin it out in a little bit. So right now what I'm going to do is I am going to start to pinch. I like to only have my thumb on the inside. What I'm going to do is use these fingers, pinch, and then move it and overlap my pinch. Move it, overlap my pinch, move it, overlap my pinch. And I'm going to go all the way around my ball, around the sphere, until I feel like that bottom section is at a good thickness. Something that's sturdy, not too thin, also not too thick. And that's going to take some practice to understand what that means. I've had kids redo their pinch pots like 5 times until they got one that they liked. And that's okay because you're learning. So you're going to move around at the bottom, and then you're going to slowly start to spiral up, meaning you're going to start moving your fingers up a little bit and doing a whole path around. You're going to make a whole rotation around, move them up a little bit more, go all the way around, move it up a little more. So you're going to slowly spiral to the top. The top is the last spot you are going to work. Sometimes kids start at the top, but then you start getting too big and you can't actually reach the bottom. So it's a slow process. We'll speed it up. Okay, so you notice too that I'm always working in my hand so that my pinch pot stays nice and round. The minute you start working on the table, you're going to get a flat bottom, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you want to start forming it, that could cause a problem. So keep it nice and round. A round form is a lot easier to work with. Okay, so it doesn't have to be super perfect at this point. Right now, this clay is quite soft, and so I just need to set it aside. I'm going to leave it unbagged so that it can start to dry out a little bit, and I'm going to make a second one to match.